Hi everyone, it's Connie from conniechapman.com. Today I want to chat to you about a realization that I've just had, a bit of an aha moment that I had for myself, and I want to share it with you because I know I'm probably not alone on this at all. What this is about is when we lower our expectations and our standards and our goals and our dreams and desires in order to avoid disappointment. We play small in order to avoid being disappointed, in order to avoid failure, in order to avoid not receiving love, looking silly, making a mistake, all of these reasons. I had this realization because I'm currently running the 90-day transformation project and I'm completing the work myself. I'm going through the workbooks. And I was going through one of the workbooks around self-love. And I was listing out all of these really fear-driven, gunky stories that I tell myself, that I believe in, stories that really limit me. And this part of the workbook was like, let's just really see where you're starting to choose fear over love, right? And then I asked the group this question and I answered it for myself after that, which was, why? Why are you choosing fear over love? Why are you choosing thoughts that limit you and disempower you and restrict you versus thoughts that uplift you and support you and enable you to be the best version of yourself? And I sat with it for a while and I kind of was like, why am I? Why would I choose to think these fear-driven thoughts? And then the thing that came to me after I sat with it was because it enables me to avoid being disappointed. Because if I set goals, if I have dreams and desires, if I have intentions and things that I want that I know I can get, that I know I can be successful at, that I know I can do well, that I know people will like, that I know is possible for me, then I'll never have to experience that really bitter feeling of failure or disappointment or not reaching it, that unfulfillment, that inner pain that comes from not being able to have what you want. So maybe I'll just make sure that the goals and dreams and desires that I set for myself are things that I know I can have, things that I know I already feel worthy of, that I can get, so I never have to feel that disappointment. And I want you to just think for a moment how many of you do that. How many of you are just accepting what you know you can get rather than really going for what you want to avoid the disappointment of maybe not actually reaching it? So the first thing is to actually recognize that it's happening, because I honestly didn't even realize I was doing it until I went through this workbook and I was like, wow, that's why I choose those fear-driven thoughts. That's why I limit myself so much. That's why I tell myself, oh no, you can't have that, and you're not good enough for that, and you should just do things in this smaller way, because at least I know I can do it. At least I know I'll be successful at it, right? I won't fail at it. So I want you to get honest with yourself, where maybe you tone down things, you play a bit smaller, you lower that goal, you settle for a career that's not truly what you want. You allow yourself to stay in that relationship. You just put up with stuff. You accept what you can get versus really going for what you want. So first of all, recognize that you're doing it. And then second of all, sit down and kind of ask yourself, if this pattern didn't exist anymore, if I didn't have to worry about the failure and the disappointment and the rejection and making the mistakes and that horrible feeling that's going to come with that, what would I actually go after? How big would I dream here? And when you start to take away some of those barriers, you're probably going to open up to the fact that, hang on a second, if I was really honest, I'd probably be going for a lot more than what I'm actually going for at the moment. I'd probably be like setting much bigger goals and much bigger visions and really playing bigger than I am now, if I didn't have to worry about whether or not I was going to get there and how I'd feel if I didn't get there. And once you've identified that, I want you to sit down with that, map that out, stick that up on your vision board, put it on your computer, write it in your journal, whatever it is. Really declare the biggest dream that you can think of. And then write out a whole new list of love-driven, supportive beliefs and thoughts that are going to support you to achieve that. What do you need to believe about yourself? What do you need to be telling yourself? How do you need to feel about you in order to support yourself to have that bigger vision? Let's get rid of these low-level, small, limiting, restrictive thoughts. How do you need to think and feel and talk to yourself in order to be able to go for those really big dreams? Write them out. Write out your new belief systems. Write out these new thoughts. Write out that self-talk. And you start practicing that. You start choosing that. And it may take some time before you feel comfortable to start to really stretch and go for that bigger dream and play in that bigger way. But you're going to start programming yourself for it by talking to yourself in a different way, seeing yourself in a different way, and believing new things about yourself. So I wanted to share this with you today because clearly it's something that I've just had a realization about, and it's a big one for me, and I'm really excited to do my own little inner work around it, but I wanted to share it with you because I just know that I'm not alone on it. So share with me your thoughts and feelings on this video. If you can relate to what I'm talking about, leave me a comment, and I look forward to connecting with you again next week. Bye.